Bradley believed he was marrying a sweet, simple girl from the countryside. His parents never hid their disdain, mocking smiles, hushed whispers, eyes that dismissed me as unworthy. They couldn't imagine I was concealing something far greater: my fortune, my influence, and most of all my plan. I played the part well. Quiet, unassuming, patient. Because when revenge comes wrapped in elegance, it never leaves survivors. I stood at the doorstep of Bradley's parents' house with a paper bag of cheap, bruised apples cradled in my arms. My nails were bare, my dress plain, my hair pulled back like a woman who had never seen the inside of a salon. It was a test, and they failed in less than 10 minutes. His mother's gaze skimmed over me like I was some stray wandering too close. His father's polite grin cracked when I mentioned doing odd jobs to make ends meet. Bradley stayed silent, even chuckled awkwardly, embarrassed to be standing next to me. That was all I needed to confirm. To them, I was beneath notice. Replaceable. Disposable. What none of them knew was that when Bradley and I first met, he thought he'd found a grounded woman who didn't care for wealth or status. I let him believe it. I never hinted at the apartment fully paid for in my name, or the investments earning me more than his annual income. I drove a modest car, wore simple clothes, and let him enjoy the illusion of superiority. For 2 years, I let him build something that resembled love. He spoke of marriage, and for a while, I even let myself believe it, until I noticed the cracks. It started subtly. Bradley tilting his phone away while scrolling. Whispered calls taken behind a bathroom door late at night. His sudden desperation to impress his parents. One evening, curiosity, or maybe instinct, pushed me to glance at his phone when it lit up beside me as he showered. A text from his mother: "She's not what you deserve. You need someone who can match your future. Don't settle." His reply froze my heart. "Don't worry. I'll handle it." That was the moment love died. Not because of their cruelty, I had anticipated that, but because of his cowardice. He let them dissect me in whispers and agreed with every word. I didn't confront him. I smiled. Quietly, I began to design my revenge. I didn't want tears or shouting. I wanted precision. Bradley and his parents longed for a woman of wealth, pedigree, and refinement. Fine. I would give them exactly that, but only when the knife would cut deepest. I kept wearing my mask a little longer. I listened politely to their condescending remarks. I nodded like the obedient fiancé they thought I was. All the while, I moved in silence. My attorney updated ownership records of my apartment and investments. A designer prepared 2 dresses that radiated understated luxury. And I arranged a discreet meeting with Bradley's father's fiercest competitor, a man I had already backed financially months before. Every piece slid into place. The next visit, I arrived differently. A sleek black car pulled into their driveway. A driver opened the door. My heels struck the stone path with confidence. Instead of a paper bag, I carried a gift wrapped in ivory ribbon. The silence was delicious. Bradley's mother froze, blinking as if she'd swallowed glass. His father's smile faltered again, but this time for a very different reason. Bradley stared like he no longer recognized the woman stepping into his home. I walked past them, my perfume lingering in the air, and set the box on their table. Inside was a signed partnership agreement. My investment had shifted power toward his father's greatest rival. Their company, Bradley's Future, had just been thrown into chaos. When Bradley finally spoke, his voice cracked. "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I met his eyes, steady and calm. "Because I wanted to see how you'd treat me when you thought I had nothing." The weight of those words drained the color from his mother's face. His father's jaw tightened. Bradley reached for me, desperate, choking on excuses. "I didn't mean any of it. You have to understand." I slipped my hand away. "No, Bradley. I understand perfectly." Then I placed the final card on the table, a printed screenshot of his message to his mother. "Don't worry, I'll handle it." His own words, turned into a noose. I walked out without raising my voice. My heels rang sharply against the pavement, each step final. Bradley trailed after me, begging, promising change. I never looked back. That night, I sat in my apartment high above the city, a glass of wine in hand as lights flickered below. Not a flicker of regret touched me. They had wanted a simple girl they could trample on. Instead, they tried to step on a woman who had been several moves ahead all along. Revenge didn't need to scream. It could be quiet, surgical, precise. And mine was flawless. If you enjoyed the story, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd love it too.